Good morning and welcome to SimWorld Today, Wednesday morning, May 14th. I am Marsh, joined this Wednesday by Sniper Jay. Good morning, Sniper. Welcome back from what was an eventful day for you yesterday. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Marsh. I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing a lot better than Duke is this morning because they are not having a good time at all. Let's start there. Duke goes down. They fall to St. Mary's in not even a close upset, but a stunning upset. Your takeaways from the number one team in the country going down?
Um, I think I said this last night. Embarrassing. It's diabolical how they lost. I can't explain enough of how bad of a stain that leaves on the Duke legacy and brand. Um, to be that caliber of team, to have that type of prestige in the U in college basketball in general to lose like that to a St. Mary's team. No discredit to St. Mary's team. They played absolutely balls to the wall and shot the fire flame off the ball. But to lose to that type of team, if you're Duke, man, I don't know. You might want to change your colors next year.
Yeah, Duke now 0-2 against St. Mary's on the season. They're the latest top team to go down. I was really surprised by it. Obviously, I thought Duke was going to win a national championship. I said don't pick against Cooper Flag,
Hmm.
and all of that meant absolutely nothing and went out the door in the span of 40 minutes of basketball. They didn't show up, and I don't know why this keeps happening, Sniper, because it keeps seeming like top teams, despite seeing all these other top teams going down, which should be your reminder that it can happen to you, they go down and they fall. They are just like Virginia Tech. They're just like Georgetown, like Memphis, like geez, who was the other? Oh, Texas that goes down. I cannot believe. I don't think I'm surprising the world by saying it, but I just cannot believe they go down in a game that they shouldn't have. They were much better basketball team, and here we are sitting with another top team leaving college basketball and hoops tier. Is this good? Like, are these upsets good, Sniper?
Yes,
They
yes,
are.
but I think it's good because it shows the next crop or the next generation of talent that you don't have to go to Duke. You don't have to go to Virginia Tech. You don't have to go to Texas. You don't have to go to Alabama. You don't have to go to North Carolina. You don't have to go to none of these schools. You can go to St. Mary's, work your way, grind your way through a hard-nosed season in the Mountain West, get your seed, and make it happen in Hoopsteria against anybody, anywhere, at any time. That's why this is good.
Is it good that we don't have the best player in college basketball still playing?
Is he the best player in college basketball? Do you truly believe that in your
I
heart of
do.
hearts?
I do. And if he's not number one, let's just say top four, right? Top three.
Right,
Is
right.
it good that the first, second, or third best player in college basketball is no longer playing? That, no disrespect to St. Mary's, but our East Region Super 16 matchup one is going to be St. Mary's versus one of Oklahoma and SMU. Is that good?
Um, uh, for TV rights, no.
No.
For basketball,
Uh,
maybe,
I don't know
maybe,
that that's good. I I
maybe.
I mean, go ahead. I've had
You
this
said
conversation.
you said it looks like an NIT bracket, and I agreed with you. I mean,
It does.
but we have to give these teams credit, right? They
Oh,
are
I'm
the
not.
teams
Yeah,
they are the teams that's showing up and
they
winning,
are.
so they deserve to be
They
here.
deserve to.
And
They deserve to still be playing, but that doesn't make
yeah,
it any less of an NIT. I would sit here and say, well, man, the pathway for Villanova just got pretty easy, but they're probably going to lose to Maryland because that's what keeps happening. And that's an upset I could have seen happening. Maryland with Cooper King
yeah.
across. Let's talk somebody that actually won. Alabama. They beat Kansas State. They're the number one seed who's still remaining. Somehow in the Super 16, we have one seed still remaining. Your takeaways from their win?
Bama, a really, really good win. I was on the call. I watched these guys like, absolutely come out and put their foot down against this Kansas State team, and the Kansas State team battled. I'll give Coach Tang and the Wildcats credit. They battled all the way to the end, but this Alabama team was poised. They made shots when they counted. They didn't turn the ball over that much. They got rebounds. They were physical, and they didn't let the pressure of the game get to them, and that's why they won. And that's why this team is a very, and we said this a lot before Hoopsteria Brack got announced. But right now, this Alabama team is looking dangerous, very dangerous, and looking like a true national champion contender.
So there's one seed left. There's one 2 seed left. We've got three seeds still standing. My takeaway from this one is Alabama. The pressure of the blue blood is on their shoulders and their shoulders alone. But they continue to kind of check a lot of boxes, right? The boxes of where they have a ton of dudes that can do a lot of good things. Dwan Epps, I think, continues to move his stock up, as does Quincy Henderson especially. I think both of those guys are becoming potential. They were already, I think, first round picks. They're becoming, how high in the first round could they possibly go? I think is now the
Mhm.
question for both of them. But this was a statement win. The scoreboard looked a little bit closer than the game actually was. Alabama, they built that big lead in the first half and they just ran away and hid. And they didn't really, yes, it got like statistically close, but at any point in that second half, did you think Alabama was losing that basketball game?
No, I did not. Alabama had full control of the whole game, even when Kansas State cut it to 5 points at one point. It still felt like, even though Kansas State was getting stops and scoring, still felt like Alabama had that ultimate control. Like, okay, young
Mm-hmm.
fella, we seen you get hot. Now let's put it Childs back in his place.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did late in the game.
Yeah, it was we've taken the foot off the gas for just long enough to make this thing interesting. Let's just pedal down a little bit more. So Alabama, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. I think I know where you're going to go, but where do you rank them in terms of favorites remaining? Are they, because they're the only number one seed left, that they're the favorite, or do you think there's somebody else?
They're not the favorite to me. I would say this right now. All the 1 and 2 seeds, if they're not at home by now, if they're still in hoops area, they're not going to win a national championship. I'm going to take my talents to the 3 seeds,
Okay.
and I'm one in particular. He's my player of the year. I said this on and on. When he left this team, it went below earth. Can't say that
Yep.
word. When he came back, it came back above earth, and now they are flourishing,
Yep.
and that's the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a tough game in Auburn. I don't think Auburn can match up with them. A lot of people think otherwise, but I also think they have the easiest road to the national championship now. Just my opinion, Marsh.
Because the fact is, if they win, they get Arizona, Oregon in the Super 16, one of those two, and
Mhm.
then one of Alabama, Miami, UNLV.
That's right. I mean, once they beat Auburn, or I'm saying once they beat Auburn, when they beat, if they beat Auburn, right? They're playing against a 10 or 15 seed, and I know that doesn't mean much, but that doesn't mean much for the 1 and 2 seeds. Okay, the one
Yeah.
and two seeds are the one that's dropping the ball. I was not going to
Yeah,
drop the ball against,
weirdly.
and I was not going to drop the ball against a number 10 Arizona or a number 15 Oregon. I honestly think they're going to win by 10 plus points. And I got a funny feeling about this Super 16 game with Alabama. It don't matter who they play against. I just
With
got a funny
Miami,
feeling about it.
UNLV.
Yes. And your voice says it all. But keep explain
That,
that.
well, here's the thing. Here's what I'm trying to fight right now, Sniper. I'm trying to fight two things because logic tells me Alabama is there, right? But logic
Mhm.
is wrong in this iteration of Hoopsteria because logic would not have two 16 seeds advancing. Logic would not have three 15 seeds winning. So I feel as if I have to pick against my better judgment every step of the way. But yet, I to your point, I love Iowa. I had them in the national championship game because I don't think there's a team in college basketball that matches up with Lamarian Sherwood. And I think Interestingly enough, St. Mary's, because Duke was the other team. I thought there's nobody that matches up with Cooper Flag. Like it's Cooper Flag and it's
Hmm.
everybody else. Like that's. I thought Cooper Flag was the best player in college basketball. Lamarian Sherwood the second. Clearly,
That's a
that
fair point.
that opinion was wrong because St. Mary's took care of business. I still have yet to see anybody hold Lamarian Sherwood to a bad night of basketball. Anybody. I mean, he has been, what is he, an 80% shooter, I think, on the season for the Hawkeyes, if not 75%. Auburn's got some really good basketball players. Barkley James is a great basketball player who can do a lot of damage. But there's just, there's something about this Iowa squad, and they play on Saturday against Auburn. There's something about this team that I just look at and say, man, that's a good basketball team, and there's not an obvious team that's going to answer the bell to slow
Hmm.
them down. Alabama maybe, but I don't even know if the size inside, and we're getting very hypothetical because Iowa's got some work to do, but
Yes.
they're dangerous. And you're right. I mean, the 3 seed has been the most, the 3 and the 6. I mean, the 6 seeds are 4-0, advancing to the second round. And in terms of higher seeds, the 3 and the 6 have been the only two that have said we got the memo that we're actually supposed to show up and play well. All the other ones did not get that one. So I think you have to feel pretty confident about Iowa potentially making that deep run. Is there anyone else besides Iowa? Like who are they seeing in your opinion in the quad or the national championship game?
Man, so they had this ball game, and these two teams were really tough for me to pick against, Mississippi State and Michigan. Whoever won that game, to me, out that Midwest region, had a really good chance of winning that region. And now that they done lost Georgetown and Texas, I like Dylan Harper and Rutgers, but Pizarski, Phenom, what are they gonna do with that? Like, them boys are playing good basketball right now. Michigan's another extremely scary team that could make it to the quad and possibly that national championship game.
Yeah, I mean that Midwest region is, we have two higher seeds advanced, 6 Utah and 7 Michigan State. I was surprised by Michigan State advancing. But that Midwest region is the most chaotic one of all of them.
Mhm.
At least it was the first round. The second round might change those things. Michigan, it would be an impressive run. It would not be the most glorious of national championship. It would be interesting, though, because we'd have Michigan and Iowa, two teams that did not play in the Big Ten championship game. That was
Hmm.
Purdue and Minnesota. Purdue and Minnesota are both, I think Purdue, yeah, both of those teams gone. So we would
Yep.
get arguably the Big Ten championship game, but for real. Um, I I want to like Villanova. I want to like Louisville to get to a national championship game now. But again, I am so gun shy of making any proclamation about a good basketball team. I'll say one thing: Jackson State is one that would have been really exciting, but all the question marks now surrounding the injury to D Woodley, it's kind of like I don't know what's gonna happen with Jackson State, and because
Right.
otherwise they've been playing really good basketball.
Yeah, and no questions asked. They've been on a hot streak, and D Woolley is absolutely their engine. And if the engine fails somewhere, it's gonna fail the whole motor. And you can't pick a car doesn't have a motor. I agree with you there, Marsh.
Yeah, and it doesn't. I mean, even if we get on a lateral ankle sprain, I mean, this is just a absolutely disappointing run for Jackson State, who's been having a really, really. I mean, they've had maybe the biggest turnaround. I mean, not only did they go from HBCU to American Conference champions, but they did it all in the second half of the season, where they won like what eight or nine straight games there to get to that game. Um, we would have been a real show. D Woodley against Jalen Snow would have been very
Mm,
entertaining. It would have been very
mm,
entertaining. Um, real
extremely.
real quick before we go, I just want to ask you, SWBA lottery, your takeaways from yesterday with Dallas getting the number one pick.
Uh, I'm not happy about it.
Yeah.
It's not the most exciting thing,
No.
but I do see KC. I do see CKC being the number one pick now.
Cooper King across to Dallas.
Absolutely. And everybody wanted them to go to Washington, and Rick was real high on that. BS.
Me too.
I didn't see I didn't see it. I didn't see the fit. But with Dallas, he has a veteran in Kyrie. He has a veteran big in Anthony Davis. He's essentially replacing the one piece they traded away.
Yeah, I mean,
Younger, more explosive Luca.
he's definitely younger. He's definitely more explosive. I don't know that I'm willing to put him quite in that level. I mean, I trust me. There's few guys that believe in CKC more than me. I definitely am high on him, but it'll be interesting. I think that we're going to be keeping an eye on who that number one pick is going to be for quite a while, unless something really dramatic changes, which I just don't foresee coming down the pipe.
Hmm.
But I'm with you. Looking back on it, the top three picks, I'm just like, really? Like, this reads like somebody who hopped onto 2K and traded the first, second, and third picks to their favorite teams, and were like, I'm gonna make this happen. And it's like, okay, well, that doesn't feel right, but that's the spot that we're in. Is the 2K rigged type of lottery draft is where we're at with the SWBA. All right, Sniper, that's all we got for you. You're going to be on some more calls the rest of this week, right? You're going to be later today on Wednesday. You got the SMU Oklahoma 12 versus 13 call. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
All
That's
right,
me.
that chance to go on in MSG to play against either. To play against St. Mary's and a chance at the Great Eight, Suno Chapa and Oklahoma, Cam Jones and SMU going to battle there. All right, Sniper, appreciate you tuning in or joining us, and I appreciate everyone tuning in here on SimWorld TV. The only place you can see the game, be the game.